From inspiring mentors to downright nightmare educators, these are the most loved and most hated cartoon teachers we'll never forget. Starting with almost everyone's favorite childhood teacher, Miss Frizzle. Miss Valerie Frizzle is the fun and magical teacher from the Magic School Bus. She is known for her bright red hair, her colorful dresses that match every lesson, and her love of adventure. With her special school bus, she takes her students on amazing field trips that are unlike anything in a normal classroom. The bus can shrink, fly, swim under the ocean, and even travel into space or back in time. Every trip becomes a chance to learn by doing, seeing, and experiencing the world in new ways.
I have to do my slam dunk in just a few hours. If only I could just do it once, just to see what it feels like.
Well, Keisha, we all agree that no matter where on Earth we go, gravity is going to be pulling down on us.
Miss Frizzle's favorite saying is, take chances, make mistakes, get messy. This shows how she thinks about learning. She believes that the best way to understand something is to try it, even if it means making mistakes along the way. To her, mistakes are not failures. They are important steps that help students grow and discover more. She teaches her class that curiosity and courage are just as important as facts and answers.
Make mistakes and fly like the wind. Oh, thank you.
Somebody has to stay here and operate the remote controls.
Affirmative, Tim. That puts you in charge of the ground crew.
What makes Miss Frizzle special is not just her magic bus, but the way she encourages her students. She trusts them to explore, to ask questions, and to work together to solve problems. She shows them that learning is not only about reading books or memorizing facts. It is about adventure, teamwork, and finding joy in discovery.
In the water to push the paddles hard enough to turn the water wheel so it could flip the catapult and fire a rock.
But Dorothy Ann, Earth is moving too. We're moving in our own orbit.
Oh, I love it when they do their homework.
I know we're moving, Phoebe.
Miss Frizzle has inspired many children to love science and learning. Through her exciting trips, she proves that school can be fun, creative, and full of surprises. She makes education feel like an adventure waiting to happen. While Miss Frizzle made learning magical with field trips to outer space, Mr. Crocker makes school miserable with his obsession over fairy godparents. Mr. Denzel Crocker is the very strange teacher from the Fairly OddParents. If you ever had a teacher who seemed a little too mean or a little too crazy, that's him. He is always hunched over, moving in odd ways, and shouting about one thing: fairy godparents! He believes with his whole heart that fairies are real. The problem is, no one else does, so he looks foolish and paranoid most of the time.
And you, Mr. I Know Everything, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Does it?
Yes. I mean, I don't know.
Hello, Turner.
Mr. Crocker!
In his classroom, life is not fun. Mr. Crocker gives too many pop quizzes, takes away joy, and makes his students feel miserable. Instead of helping kids learn, he makes them nervous and stressed. When he gets angry, he yells so loudly that he spits flies everywhere. It is no surprise that most kids think of him as the teacher they'd never want. He is the opposite of caring or patient.
Come on, let's get a better look.
Stupid two-bit room, stupid two-bit van, stupid two-bit life. Denzel, would you like...
Long ago, Mr. Crocker actually had fairy godparents of his own, but he lost them because he broke the most important rule. He revealed their secret. Ever since, he has been desperate to prove that fairies exist. This obsession rules his life. He spies on kids, especially Timmy Turner, hoping to catch fairies in action. Of course, his plans always fail, and that only makes him angrier.
What's today?
Tuesday?
Wednesday, Thursday, never! Fancy that? It's time for the hourly bowing down ceremony.
Still, as much as he is feared in the classroom, Mr. Crocker is also funny to watch. His wild shouting, silly expressions, and over-the-top schemes make him entertaining. On the show, he is a nightmare teacher, but for viewers, he is part of the fun. Crocker turned his classroom into a paranoid nightmare fueled by fairy obsessions. Mrs. Grotke proves that the best teachers don't rule through fear, they connect through understanding. Miss Grotke, the 4th grade teacher from Recess, is one of the coolest and most understanding teachers in animation. With her calm voice, laid-back style, and open mind, she connects with her students in a way that few adults do. She treats kids with respect, listens to their ideas, and always seems to understand what they're going through, whether it's classroom stress or playground drama.
As a wise person once said, you can't judge a book by its cover, and never has nature proved this more pointedly than in the case of the adorable... Unlike frogs and toads, which are amphibians, the horned toad is actually a lizard, and is found only in dry areas.
What makes Miss Grotke stand out is her balance between freedom and structure. She gives her students room to express themselves and enjoy being kids, but she also knows how to keep order when things get out of hand. She never rules with fear or strictness. Instead, she guides with patience and fairness. Because of this, her students trust her and feel comfortable coming to her for help.
So, in that spirit of international cooperation, many nations, yes, Gus, well, historically, Scandinavian countries have done quite well. And of course, there's no beating the Moldovakian luge team.
I see.
Miss Grotke also encourages curiosity and creativity. She often teaches lessons that go beyond the textbook, inspiring kids to think about bigger ideas like fairness, individuality, and respect for others. Her positive attitude makes learning feel engaging instead of boring.
Glad we didn't open that box in the classroom.
On the playground, she's supportive of the adventures and social lives of her students, understanding that recess is just as important for growth as time spent in the classroom. By letting kids be themselves while still keeping an eye on order, she creates the perfect balance of fun and responsibility. Miss Grotke earned respect by treating students like people. Miss Stevenson does the opposite. Cold, bitter, and guaranteed to make kids hate school. Miss Diane Stevenson from South Park is one of the most disliked teachers in the series, remembered for her cold personality and unpleasant teaching style. Unlike caring or inspiring teachers, she often comes across as bitter, impatient, and harsh. Students don't see her as someone who wants to help them learn, but rather as an authority figure who makes school feel like a miserable choice.
All right, children, quiet down. Welcome to the 4th grade.
Holy God, dude.
My name is Ms. Cho.
More like Miss Makes Me Sick.
Playtime is over, children. Do you understand me?
Her strict attitude and lack of warmth make her stand out among the other teachers in South Park Elementary. While characters like Mr. Garrison bring chaos and humor, Miss Stevenson is remembered for being overly serious, unkind, and disconnected from her students. She doesn't try to understand them or make class interesting, and instead relies on scolding and control. This makes her a teacher that kids dread being around.
Fun. It's going to be fun. Well, let's start with our first lesson then, shall we? Sexually transmitted disease. That's right, because unless you get boys to wear condoms, you can and will get a sexually transmitted disease from them.
Miss Stevenson's unpopularity isn't just because of her strict rules, it's also because she fails to connect with children in any meaningful way. Unlike supportive teachers who guide students through challenges, she puts up walls and creates an atmosphere of fear and discomfort. Her teaching style doesn't inspire curiosity or creativity. Instead, it leaves students frustrated and disengaged.
Fun and games and love? Wrong! Sex is about disease. Here's a little picture of herpes. And here's a little...
What? I said you're dead to me.
I'm dead to you?
In the world of South Park, where exaggeration is key, Miss Stevenson represents the kind of teacher that many kids remember disliking in real life. The one who seemed more focused on control than on care. She is the opposite of the fun, supportive mentor children need. While she may not be as outrageous as other adults in the show, her coldness and negativity make her one of the most hated figures in the classroom. Miss Stevenson shows us what happens when teachers stop caring. Principal Skinner proves you can be strict and still have a heart beneath all that military discipline. Principal Seymour Skinner from The Simpsons is the head of Springfield Elementary. He is a tall, serious man who used to be in the army, and sometimes he still acts like he is running a military camp. At school, he tries to be strict and keep everything under control, but things rarely go the way he plans. Even with all his rules and routines, the students, especially Bart Simpson, constantly test his patience.
How come you always run out of tardy slips before you...
Well, gentlemen, it's just a small school carnival.
And it's heading for a great big lawsuit. You made a big mistake, Skinner.
Well,
Bart loves to play tricks on Principal Skinner. From fake fire alarms to silly pranks, Bart makes sure Skinner never has a calm day at school. Skinner often gets frustrated, but he doesn't give up on Bart. Deep down, he cares about him and hopes Bart can do better. Their relationship is both funny and meaningful. Bart sees him as someone to tease, while Skinner sees Bart as a challenge he refuses to give up on.
Smile more. Work that pelvis. No, too much smile.
We both know these children have no future. Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
Life is not easy for Skinner outside of school either. He still lives with his mother, Agnes, who bosses him around and treats him like a child. This makes him seem awkward and unsure of himself. He also has troubles with relationships, and many times his personal life becomes part of the joke. Still, these struggles make him more a human and a relatable character.
We just ate Ooter, and he's in our stomachs right now. No, he said, what's that rattle? It's about the heating duct.
It sounded like battle.
I've had a cold, so
Oh, so you hear ours as bees?
yes.
Even with his flaws, Skinner truly cares about education. He wants the school to succeed, even though it suffers from old buildings, low budgets, and tired teachers. He believes in discipline and learning, and he keeps trying even when everything goes wrong.
I see. You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
You and Willie got mixed up about 10 minutes ago.
We did not. Now where's Bart? You better tell me.
You better tell him, Lassie.
Principal Skinner may be quirky, strict, and unlucky, but he is also dedicated. He represents teachers and principals who face many problems, but still shows up every day for their students. That's what makes him unforgettable. While Skinner cares despite his military strictness and rules, the next teacher rules purely through fear and harsh intimidation tactics. Coach Bradley Buzzcut from Beavis and Butthead is the loud, hot-headed gym teacher and health instructor at Highland High School. With his military-style buzz cut, bulging muscles, and booming voice, he rules the classroom and gym like a drill sergeant. He believes in discipline, toughness, and respect, but his aggressive approach usually ends up frightening students rather than inspiring them.
Trying to touch my wiener. Let go, pervert.
What the hell are you doing? This is my class. I do the ass kicking around here. You just made a fatal mistake, Mr. Candy Ass.
Coach Buzzcut is famous for his over-the-top yelling. He shouts at his students for the smallest mistakes, often spitting as he rages. His temper is quick and his punishments are harsh. Instead of teaching with patience, he relies on intimidation. To him, every day in school is like boot camp, and every student is a soldier who needs to toughen up.
I'm gonna change your life.
I think he's starting to like us.
Yeah. Quiet! I talk, you listen. Integrity, respect. That's self-respect.
Of course, Beavis and Butthead drive him absolutely crazy. Their laziness, lack of attention, and constant giggling push him over the edge. No matter how hard he tries to get them to focus, they always find a way to annoy him. His anger often explodes into dramatic rants, making him both scary and funny to watch.
By my side, in the jungle, boys, no one was innocent. You got them before they got you. Followed them flame-throwing tanks into those hostile villages. Man, it was beautiful. Fire!
Even though he is strict and often cruel, Coach Buzzcut's character is also a parody of tough guy authority figures. His exaggerated personality shows the gap between what teachers want, order and respect, and what students like Beavis and Butthead actually give, chaos and apathy. Viewers laugh at his frustration because it's clear he will never win against them.
Hatred! Are you with me? Are you with me? I said! That's it! That's it! Now let's grab some weight and get busy!
At his core, Coach Buzzcut is a man who believes he's shaping strong, disciplined young people. But in reality, his rage and strictness only make him another victim of Beavis and Butthead's nonsense. He may be hated by the students, but to the audience, he's one of the funniest parts of the show. Unlike Buzzcut's harsh intimidation and angry shouting, here's a brilliant scientist who shows how intelligence mixes with pure parental love. Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls is not just a scientist, he is also a caring father figure to Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup. Known for his white lab coat, glasses, and calm voice, he originally created the girls while trying to make the perfect little girls in his laboratory. With sugar, spice, everything nice, and a surprise dash of Chemical X, the Powerpuff Girls were born. Since then, Professor Utonium has taken on the role of both parent and teacher, guiding them through life with patience and love.
Okay. Oh, this is so cool. Well, now let's see. That's it. You'll be my little Bubbles. So, we have Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, because...
While the girls spend much of their time fighting crime, Professor Utonium makes sure they also grow up with values, knowledge, and kindness. He teaches them lessons about science, responsibility, and family, always encouraging curiosity and problem solving. His wisdom helps the girls balance their superhero duties with the everyday challenges of being children. Whether explaining a scientific concept or helping them navigate personal struggles, he is always ready to listen and offer advice.
Hey, that really tied the room together! Oh, what about all the people who are counting on you? Hey.
Time for... bed.
Professor Utonium is not perfect. Sometimes he gets nervous, overprotective, or caught up in his work. But even in his mistakes, he shows how much he cares. He worries about the girls' safety and well-being, proving that he sees them not as experiments, but as his daughters. His parenting style combines guidance, discipline, and warmth, making him both a mentor and a loving father.
Type and severity of the child's condition. The usual causes range from a lack of sufficient antidiuretic hormone levels at night to a number of different physical factors. And I'll never speak of this incident again.
All right. Fly. Pow, bye. Let me tell you something, Lenny.
What makes Professor Utonium so special is how he blends science with heart. He shows that intelligence and compassion can go hand in hand. By raising the Powerpuff Girls, he proves that heroes are not only born from superpowers, but also from the lessons, love, and support given by those who guide them. Finally, after all that gentle care and scientific wisdom, here's a poor teacher whose student literally drives her to panic. Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob SquarePants is a long-suffering boating school teacher of Bikini Bottom. She is a pufferfish who literally puffs up whenever she panics, and teaching SpongeBob has given her more reasons to inflate than she can count. While she once dreamed of helping students earn their boating licenses, her career has turned into a nightmare thanks to SpongeBob's endless failures behind the wheel.
Thank you, Mrs. Puff. I am now a card-carrying driver and a protector.
Oh, yeah! Oh, nothing gives me more joy than teaching. I can't...
Every time SpongeBob gets into a boatmobile, chaos follows. He crashes into walls, flips over cones, and causes accidents big enough to shake the entire town. Mrs. Puff tries to stay calm, but the constant disasters leave her nervous, exhausted, and desperate. In fact, she often dreads coming to work because she knows SpongeBob will never give up on trying to pass. Each lesson pushes her closer to the edge, and her stress shows in her voice, her body language, and of course, her puffing up in fear.
I think it's safe to say you have once again failed your driving test.
But Mrs. Puff,
No buts, over and over. I'm beginning to believe you're simply unteachable.
Despite her frustration, Mrs. Puff is not heartless. Deep down, she wants SpongeBob to succeed. She gives him endless chances, even though it usually ends with her in the hospital or in some kind of trouble. Her patience is remarkable, but even she has limits, and over the years, she has shown how much the stress has worn her down.
Blank!
I can do this. I can do this.
What I learned in boating school is...
Mrs. Puff has become one of the funniest recurring characters on the show because of her mix of kindness, bad luck, and over-the-top reactions. She represents every teacher who struggles with a student that just can't seem to learn.
That's preposterous. He did the extra credit. There's no need to worry. He doesn't even have a boat to drive.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Puff. I know what I did wrong.
While SpongeBob sees her as a mentor, viewers know she sees him as the case of her constant stress. Still, her resilience makes her unforgettable in the world of Bikini Bottom. From the most loved to the most hated, cartoon teachers have shaped how we see classrooms with magic, chaos, or pure stress. Which one was your favorite, and which one drove you crazy? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun breakdowns. Also, watch this next video on your screen right now. You'll love it!